Yo, what is up, Patreon, and welcome to another video. So before we get started with today's video, just a few quick announcements. The first one is that I was on a call with my coaching group this past week, and one of the members is on my Patreon, and he asked me, can I do, you know, the rating your Tinder type of pictures type of video again? So if you want to be a part of that, screenshot your Tinder profile, Bumble profile, Hinge, whatever you use, include your bio and your pictures for me, all right? And then send it through DM at Austin_Dunham, and be sure that you put like Patreon in the text so that through the DMs I can like easily pick them out. So I'm going to be picking the ones that I feel like I can provide the most helpful and value to other people with too. So if you have like a 10-10 perfect account, perfect pictures, I'm not gonna put you in the video. And also, you see the tees, guys. This is a part of the new merch that's coming out. I call it Level Up Apparel, and we're starting off with a few different designs. This one says strictly business, but I got a few other ones that's coming in November. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. That is signs she is DTF. I don't think I've ever really discussed like how can you really tell a girl's like just straight down. And you know, through my experience, I've definitely came across a lot of DTF girls, and even in the hindsight, I missed out on a lot of opportunities because I just was not aware of the situation. So after looking at my hindsight and my experiences, I'm going to share this with you so that you never miss a chance ever again. Let's get right into it. First thing you guys got to realize is that if a girl is DTF, she will always make it easy for you. Think about all the other times that you've gotten with a chick, how easy and seamless it was to get with her. And even in my own experience, I would say the first time I had sex with a girl ever, she did all the work. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, she led the interaction. Now, obviously you don't want a girl to lead the interaction, but still, if a girl's really into you, you don't even have to look at this list, because she'll at some point in time be like, okay, like, when is this happening? You know what I mean? She'll make it clear. But the first sign is that she gives high validation to you really, really fast. Now, this can be a red flag too, if you look at it a certain way, but it's definitely a sign that she is DTF. And when it comes to dating apps, this is usually, you know, hard eyes off bat. Oh, you're so sexy. This can happen in person too. Literally last night I was out with my friend. So in Orlando we have something called Wind Down Wednesdays. It's at this little club, so I just visited a spot there. We got tacos first, and then we were hanging out, and he's an attractive guy too, no homo. So when two attractive guys are in the vicinity, it tends to attract a lot more attention than just you by yourself. So with that being said, we received a few compliments. Like, girls were literally coming up to us like, oh, y'all look so good, or like, oh, what's y'all's name? Like, coming off very aggressive with high validation and compliments. And this is a sign that obviously that she is physically attracted to you, highly physically attracted to you, which in turns means that given the right circumstances, she will be DTF. Sign number 2 is that her texting pattern is very, very detailed, enthusiastic, and high interest. So you guys got to be able to read body language and indicators of interest in person and also through text. The girls who I've slept with the fastest, had the highest interest, texted me very, very fast between texts. That doesn't mean I texted back fast, but like almost instantaneously, like super fast. And then alongside with that, very detailed, very enthusiastic with the responses. Just another sign of high interest, really. And so obviously a girl who has high interest with you, once again, signs of high physical attraction, and that she's willing to sleep with you pretty fast. A girl who doesn't see you as like highly physically attractive, or like, man, like, you will sense that energy through her texting. You got to be able to read those texting patterns. So if a girl is taking hours to reply consistently, or even a day, like, go ahead and be done with that, because she does not see you as like that catch. Sign number 3, and some guys might have experienced this, is that she asks you to hang out with her first. So dating apps, Instagram, in person, wherever the case may be, this applies to everything, by the way. If she mentions or suggests that y'all should hang out or connect or link up, like really soon and first, that's when I know, I'm like, it's over. It's done with. It's done with. When she's like, oh, like, what are you doing next week? We should link, or we should hang out. I'm like, you just made it so easy for me. And a lot of girls, you know, will not do that because to do that, one, it means that she's leading the interaction, and girls prefer not to lead, like I said. And two, she's putting herself in a vulnerable position to ask you out to hang out with you. And you know, we don't like rejection, but women definitely don't like rejection. So the fact that she's putting herself out there and like asking you to hang out with her shows that she has, once again, a high physical interest in you, and that she is definitely DTF and willing to sleep with you if you play your cards right on the first date. Sign number 4, she comes over the first date. So if you guys have been watching my Patreon or videos for a minute, I would say about 80% of the dates I went on, the first dates I went on the past 2 years, all of them were at my place, on that exact couch over there. And if you guys don't know how I always bring girls over to my place, but first date, then go ahead and scroll down my Patreon and watch some of those videos where I talk about it. But the fact that she is willing to come over on the first date shows and tells me a few things. One, she's highly physically attracted to me to be in an area by herself with me and feel comfortable with that. And girls aren't stupid, guys. They know that they put themselves in a situation for sex to happen, that it could happen. You think a girl's gonna come over to your place the first date, first time meeting you, and not be in her head prepared for something to potentially happen? The issue is that a lot of the case, it doesn't happen because they deal with guys who don't know how to make a move, who are scared to escalate, etc., stuff like that. And I vowed myself I would never be that guy, because if a girl's putting herself in a position to be in my place by herself with me one-on-one, what does that tell you? Seriously, what does that tell you? That she actually came over for a genuine conversation and a hug goodbye? That could be the case if she's naive. But if you know she has high physical interest in you, and she did all the aforementioned steps that I already talked about, and she came over the first date, bro, you're gonna get it the first date. And all you have to do is lead the interaction and guide her to the bedroom. And you do that by mastering sexual escalation and stuff like that. You can't be afraid, especially when a girl puts herself in that much of a vulnerable situation like you. Just tell yourself, like, there's a reason why she came over here. Sign number 5, when you're on your date, this can be at your crib or even when you're out somewhere, she is initiating physical contact heavily or sparingly. Like, you guys got to be aware of that. So usually I do it and it's so subconscious that she probably doesn't even realize I'm doing it. It could be like, oh, just touching her on the shoulder to emphasize a point, like talking about her nails or whatever. I have sisters, so I can relate to like some of these aspects, and I use that to my advantage, such as, oh, like, where you get your nails done? You go to Flexi Spa, don't you? Like, I'll say stuff like that because I know no place is here, or whatever the case might be. I might find an excuse to touch them. But sometimes those roles can be reversed. And if the girl's making excuses to touch you, you gotta be aware and pick up on that. For example, I'm at a bar, we're across from each other, and she's like putting her hand on my knee, like talking, or maybe even leave it there. In my head, I'm like, damn, this girl got game. She got a little bit of game, you know what I mean? And that also tells me that she is DTF. DTF given the right situation and environment. So if you notice a girl is touching you heavily or like sparingly on a first date and you're out, that is your sign to escalate, lead the situation, and pull her back to your place or the car, wherever, bro. You just need to make a move because she's like, okay, you know, what's going on? This is my sign showing you that I'm DTF. So those were, I feel like, my top 5 signs of knowing a girl's DTF, especially in the beginning of the courtship or situation. Let me know if you guys agree. Don't forget to DM me your Tinder pictures and your bio, whatever you want me to review and analyze. My Instagram DM, Austin_Dunham. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Patreon. I got some dope content coming. So I'm traveling to Colombia. The Avengers are linking back in Colombia, guys. It's gonna be a good one. And you guys are gonna get all the uncut vlog footage from that. So you need to stay subscribed. See you guys. Peace.